This is Gerald Johannes. Vegetables are growth processes. We recognize them as such and they have a certain form, and that's how we associate them easily. So, in that way, the letters that are used for the vegetables should also be quite recognizable when the letters are also associated indeed with the processes, as I tell you in my theory, that they are deliberate, fitting, and always fitting with what they describe. And we deal with it. We deal with certain things that we are not always very aware of. We hear, of course, where is, where is, where is, and we associate certain things with it, but you're not very conscious about these things. But we deal with them, and of course, with naming vegetables, it should be very clear that these features should be also very clear. And okay, let's go to part 3. Let's go to the carrot and to the lettuce, and see how well they express or are expressed with the letter combinations. And my theory also says that there are 9 letters that are really the focuses into that steady space and place. There are 9 letters, or 10 letters even, which tells you in which direction things are growing or changing. So they could be very easily used there as well. And there are another couple of letters there, 7 in total even, where you have the associations that are more related with the whole environment that also takes part of it to realize what is going on somewhere where it is not very immediately clear that it's just one point. It can be in different points, can be at different times that something is showing itself not just at one point or in just one go towards a certain direction. There you also need a couple of letters for that, and we use them actually in an order in such a spontaneous way that it is more comparable, like numbers, almost like we sense which numbers are a good match, which sizes are good match, which height, which directions are good match. Also, letters will also be used as good matches. So let's go to carrot and to lettuce. The C and the A are letters from the first category, and in this category we will be able to focus upon a steady place and space, and every one of these letters has a specific place in it as well, and a number as well. And so, like the letter A is always in the middle, it's just a number 1, so that is available there. The letter C is a starting point at the edges. So we actually start to realize what the carrot is or how it looks like by emphasizing it mostly at the outside shell, let's say, or peel or edge or border. So there we start to measure the elements. The elements together, the features of it, how it looks like, and so on. So we will start from the outside side there with the C. And the next letter will be about the letter R, so it will be about these outside influences. But because of these, so we have 3 categories: space, the timing, and the outside influences, let's say, or the general influences, or what matters as well. But the order of the letters is C and then A, so I'll put the outside influences at the bottom. So I will put them there so that they can add them, and the R is a connection point where it connects all the material into the world of the outside world, let's say, somewhere else. So it will connect material there, which is quite fitting as well. Combined with the O. O is what is the O? O is the The place of O is in the second category. The second category is what is expanding from a steady focus. So the steady focus, outside the steady focus, is the environment where movements, changes, and so on appear. So when you have the letter O, it is about a continuation of material in the environment that gives it a place somewhere else where it will go to. That's basically what it is. So it is also this focus on the borders is going somewhere else. So it is almost like the two-dimensional frame again, that it will go towards, or it will create that kind of tube in a rounding form because of the R. There is reasons why it is connecting in that way, but that's I will not explain at this moment right now, because there is a whole theory of which forms are connected to it for which reasons and so on. So, but the rounding up of the forms will always be there in this connecting from these two positions. So the A to the O via the R will be slightly rounding as well, and collect material as it goes in that timed frames that it will create there as well. And it ends in T, so it ends in a point in space. And that's what the form also is. It forms itself from the shell, because that's the grounding form. From the shell forms itself into the form for a certain length with a certain rounding to a certain point outside, in the outside world, which is of course outside our field, outside our immediate focus. In the ground, of course, it will be visible there. The S could be added as well as the rounding up form as well, and influences and how it sends it and so on, and as well as where it could go to as well in the outside world. So these S's will be helpful as an association, how we can connect it further into the environment, top environment or the bottom environment, it doesn't matter. And the steady growth in O is of course already explained, so that in the end you will have this caret. Think about it. If you look at the positions in my scheme and just what I said, how I explained it, maybe the educational value of this form wasn't so great, but you get the sense why it from A to O and so on, and where you get a form associated with that very easily in that way. Let's go to the next vegetable. The next vegetable I would like to express is lettuce. It will express itself differently. I had expressed before here the carrot, which was with a focus upon the shell, let's say. So the whole form is formed around that shell. Lettuce will be very different. The L, compared to A, for instance, you have that's for compared to the frame that I have of direct focuses, is the position of the L compared to the direct focus of A, will be in that place where forms are formed from a center onwards. So it can be easily expressed like this, because it forms itself not in all directions at the same time, but with a certain preference that it follows a certain direction of forming itself. And so that kind of form, which is the L form as well, can be associated like that as well, is easily associated from there. But let's have it a little bit like an ear. In this case, the direction is visible. Compared to, for instance, the next letter, B, will be more at the borders with that same kind of pressure of growing, but here the B grows to the outside shell, let's say. But the L is inside, and it's inside. It's the next letter is A, so the letter A is about what grows further out of it, the highlighting of the growth as well, that shows itself, how it forms itself, will be more and more visible with and during that time process which is involved in it. The letter A is about timing changes, and it changes further into that category of A. That will, of course, emphasize the L, that it can grow even more into that direction. The next letters will be the double T and the U, and then the C as well, so and E. So E in the background, you don't express it, but it also says that, okay, all the attention goes again not to the full size ear-like form, let's say in this case, but at the end of the ear there will be a slight borders, and there it will grow even further, and that way the form changes a little bit, because it will have, at the end, it will have also an evolution of its own. With U, it means partial evolution, partial forming. So with E, it forms itself completely. The U says it forms itself only partly. With the C, it says at the border. So you can find a description of the vegetable in it very well, so that in the end you will see that it will create not just an ear form, but in the ear at the end it will have these irregularities as well, that defines the form in the end. So I hope also these examples were making it more clear that letters are not chosen randomly, but they fit to the forms, especially with things that are about forming, are about growth processes. They fit to these forms quite well, and are not very deliberately chosen, but they are chosen in a way that they fit, and you can make them fit very easily in that way as well, that you can understand why they fit just by following the theory. If it's not very clear, just listen to what I said a little bit more before. Maybe the educational level of forming itself into my designs is not perfect, but you should get the go, I think, already by what I said here before. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.